Some of you know there was a terrorist attack, according to the reports, a terrorist attack in New Orleans yesterday. And I'm not surprised when I heard it, not surprised. What do you expect to happen? Our borders have been wide open for 4 years, wide open. Our government have invited the people, just come on in, no matter where you are coming from, whomever you are, whatever your intent is, come on down. No problem. We're going to take care of you. We'll feed you. We'll put you up. We'll give you a free phone. We'll give you free education. We'll give you free everything. And we've had our enemies coming in from around the world. So I wasn't surprised about the terrorist attack and wouldn't be surprised if we have more in another, however. Our government have done this to us. The people that you voted for have done this to the American citizens. I remember we used to report on things like this happening in Europe and overseas, all the places. Never imagined that it would happen here because I never imagined that our government, the representatives, were so evil. They only think about themselves and not about we the people at all. And I don't expect them to care about us. I don't need them to care about me. I need them to work for me, to have a strong military to protect us. But that's not the case. I'm thinking that when Trump get in there, it will change somewhat, but it's a mess. So according to NBC News, at least 15 people were killed and dozens injured in a truck ramming attack on Bourbon Street, New Orleans, earlier Wednesday. Authorities says a 42-year-old man deliberately drove into the New Year's crowd, then opened fire on police before being killed in a shootout. I'm not surprised, not at all. And I doubt, unless your head been buried in the sand for all the last 4 years, I doubt if there's one American citizen who is surprised by this. Really. They have all kind of people in our country now. Look at the crime rate through the roof. And other countries have released their inmates and sent them to our country. And our government love it. The Democrats and the Republicans, especially right-o Republicans. Be not deceived. The Republicans are not for you either. At least not the right-o ones. If it wasn't for Donald Trump, there would be no Republican Party. It would just be namesake only. That's a right-o. Fox News, an ICE flag was located in the vehicle, and the FBI is working to determine the subject's potential association and affiliation with the terrorist organization. Watch this from NBC.
In the opening hours of the new year, terror on the streets of New Orleans. Cell phone video capturing the scene of bodies sprawled out along the city's famed Bourbon Street. The wounded being treated while still laying in the road.
We're dealing with EMS right now. Right now, we're working in a triage area.
Video courtesy of EarthCam showing police racing towards the carnage where a driver plowed his pickup truck into the crowds in the historic French Quarter. In this video, you can see the truck getting around a police cruiser, blocking the entrance to Bourbon, then racing through the street packed with revelers, killing as many as 15 and injuring dozens of others.
He was hell-bent on creating the carnage and the damage that he did.
Police say the suspect started his attack at 3:15 a.m. local, first using his car as a weapon, mowing people down at high speed on the 3 blocks between Canal and Conti Streets before crashing into a crane. He died in a shootout with police. This video capturing the sounds of gunshots. 2 police officers were shot and injured.
Amazing. When I look at that, it looked like it's overseas somewhere, right? But no, it's right here in America, on our land, our soil. Right here. It's not overseas. It's right here. Who would have thought our government would set us up like this? Who would have thought? All for the votes and the money and the free labor. They don't care about anything but themselves. Here's the identity of the suspected driver and the items found in the vehicle. Watch this.
The FBI, the lead agency on the investigation, identified the suspect as 42-year-old Shamshuddin Jabbar, a U.S. citizen from Texas, and they're still hunting additional potential co-conspirators.
We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible.
The FBI says Jabbar was driving a rented Ford pickup truck.
An ISIS flag was located on the trailer hitch of the vehicle, and the FBI is working to determine the subject's potential associations and affiliations with terrorist organizations.
The FBI says also found in the truck weapons and an improvised explosive device, plus 2 IEDs found elsewhere in the French Quarter were rendered safe. According to Texas records, Jabbar had 2 misdemeanor charges in his past, one for theft and the other for driving with an invalid license. In a YouTube video posted 4 years ago, Jabbar identifies himself as a realtor and a Texas property manager.
I'm born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, and now live in Houston.
In the video, he says he spent 10 years in the military as a human resources and IT specialist. The U.S. Army confirmed he served in the regular Army and then the Army Reserves, saying Jabbar deployed to Afghanistan from February 2009 to January 2010 and ended his service at the rank of Staff Sergeant.
Allahu Akbar, huh? What a mess. Biden says that the suspect posted a video on social media saying he was inspired by ISIS. This is from NBC News.
President Biden today saying the FBI has been briefing him on the killer.
Mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill.
Amazing. And last but not least, the great white hope, Donald Trump, released a statement calling the incident an act of pure evil. This is from Fox News.
We just got a statement from President-elect Trump on the New Orleans attack. He says, quote, "When I said that the criminals coming in are far worse than the criminals we have in our country, that statement was constantly refuted by Democrats and the fake news media, but it turned out to be true.
Yeah.
The crime rate in our country is at a level that nobody has ever seen before. Our hearts are with all of the innocent victims and their loved ones, including the brave officers of the New Orleans Police Department. The Trump administration will fully support the city of New Orleans as they investigate and recover from this act of pure evil."
Amazing, right? Evil, pure evil. Human beings are evil. When I saw the press conference there in New Orleans, they had it was a little motley crowd. They had the mayor, they had the so-called FBI representative, a black female. They had just everybody showed up. 10 minutes of fame. That's why they showed up. And it was reported, I don't know, I didn't hear any more about it, but somewhere I heard that this so-called FBI or whatever she was, a black lady, said that, oh, this was not a terrorist attack, something like that. And then they found out they had to recant that because she didn't know what she was talking about. But when I saw the governor and the representatives there in Louisiana, I'm like, oh my God. It was a full display of DEI. It was DEI at work. I mean, and I'm like, no wonder this happened in New Orleans. They have DEI. They have an old white woman for the police chief. Old white woman, look like grandma. And she said, I'm the police chief, and I'm the police superintendent thing. And she's like, we tried to fish that barrel, but that man went around it. They got an old white woman for police chief. And then a black woman for the FBI or something like that. And then another black woman for the mayor of New Orleans. It was just DEI everywhere. Everybody in there, DEI. I'm like, well, no wonder they picked New Orleans. Not the best qualified people, but the DEI people. It was a mess. I'm like, we're in trouble. New Orleans, you're in trouble. Because they have everybody DEI.